Hello everybody and welcome back to Manifested Finesse on YouTube. My name is Manifesting Gaia. That is my Twitter, TikTok, and podcast. All the links are down below. And my affirmations list emails down below. And today we're going to be talking about the mark of change. If you have never heard about this term or topic before, this is a topic that Bashar talks a lot about. And it is so important and not talked about enough. So I want to make a whole video about it. So what is the mark of change? The mark of change is the mark that tells you your manifestations are guaranteed to come into your life based on you, not your 3D. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is a side note, but nothing in the three-dimensional reality can guarantee your manifestations coming. I don't care if you receive movement, that does not guarantee a full manifestation. If you internally go back to who you were being, stop identifying with it, start looking for signs and evidences in the 3D, and switch your state of being to one that is searching for movement outside of you, like nothing in the 3D can guarantee your manifestations. The mark of change is an internal mark. The only guarantee that you can receive or will get or have your desires is you. The confirmation is you. The confirmation is you having the desire. Manifestation is identity work. It is shifting and changing your identity, your state of being, whatever you want to call it, your subconscious mind, your programming, your beliefs, everything. It is not begging. It is not forcing. It is not coercing. It is not waiting. It's not affirming 40 hours a week like a full-time job and hoping. It is internal decision making. Because baby, if you are still waiting, searching, asking, looking up answers, asking the same questions under the comments of different coaches, because we see you, the other commenters see you, we see your copied and pasted comment under different coaches, the same question, and even when you receive an answer or multiple answers from different people, you still go ask another coach. Like, we see it. If you are still doing all of that, you have not changed. But the real mark of change is deciding to feel good no matter what you see in front of you. And a lot of you guys complicate it so much. I see so many people, whenever people say that, they start talking about their circumstances, they start talking about disassociating, they start talking about being delusional. It's not that complicated. Being attached to your 3D, reacting to your 3D, not being able to stop focusing on your 3D, it is just emotional and mental reaction. Your 3D bothers you so much because you identify with it mentally and emotionally so much. So what does Bashar say when it comes to the mark of change? He says, so why should it surprise you that the same thing keeps happening to show you that you're constantly basing how you feel on what happens physically instead of simply deciding how you're going to feel regardless of what happens? Because deciding that you will feel joy no matter what is the mark that you've actually changed, not whether it happens on the outside or not. Because if you still react to things on the outside with disappointment and frustration, then all you're actually doing is reinforcing the fact that you haven't actually changed. Therefore, why should the outside? Why should your outside world change when you are still the same person reacting to your 3D with frustration and disappointment and all of that? It cannot, because the outside world is a reflection of who you are being internally. So the true mark of change, as quoted by Bashar, is deciding you will feel joy no matter what is the mark that you've actually changed, not whether it happens on the outside or not. The 3D does not measure progress. Stop looking at the 3D as a measure for your progress. Because I always say to you guys, you will never experience anything physically that you have not experienced dominantly, mentally, first. Your three-dimensional reality, aka your physical reality, what you're experiencing with your five senses, is not separate from your thoughts, your beliefs, your identity, your internal identity, your assumptions, aka the 4D. But which number is higher, 3 or 4? 4 is higher number than 3, right? Because the fourth dimension is the higher dimension. It is the more powerful dimension. It is the dimension that is controlling your three-dimensional reality. You make the command by sticking to your decision internally to identify Identify meaning enforcing, meaning you're not going to go out to the world and say, I'm broke, this is too expensive. You're not going to rant to your friends over how your ex is a piece of trash. You're not going to check your emails every day looking for the job, the company to reach out to you. You are deciding that for yourself. You're having the inner conversations that you would have if it was already done, if it was already here. The fourth dimension is what creates. I linked a beautiful video in the community tab section of my channel about how the 4D creates and how it's not actually a three-dimensional reality, and it is science-based and it's beautiful. So check it out because it could help a lot of you understand the fourth dimension more. If you are in the movie theater, you make the internal decision, I want to go see the Barbie movie, okay? You make the decision. The people who work in the movie theater that you cannot see, that are in the theater before you already get there, that hit play on the projector that shows the movie, that is the 4D working. Each theater is a different reality because each theater that you go into, it plays a different movie, okay? So Barbie's playing in number 3, Little Mermaid's playing in number 4, Oppenheimer's playing in number 1. Those are the different realities. You make the decision. You don't have to go to the Barbie movie and be at the movie and get the ticket in your hand for you to know that you're going to watch the Barbie movie. You have the desire before it happens. You say, hey, I want to watch the Barbie movie. You make the decision. Then you get the ticket. Then the fourth dimension are the people who are getting the movie ready for you. It doesn't happen on its own. You didn't just go into theater number 4 and Barbie movie showed up just because. It doesn't run like that. You selected a certain experience and you stuck to it. If you would have wavered, if you would have got to the movie and said, you know what, actually, I want to watch Little Mermaid instead of Barbie, then you wouldn't have had the Barbie experience. You have to stick to your decision to identify as someone who's going to see the Barbie movie. The theater screen isn't showing what it wants to. The 3D doesn't show what it wants to. It is operated by someone. It is being controlled by someone. You made the decision to select that experience. So now things have to unfold. You are controlling what you see because you selected the Barbie experience. So how do we remove reactions and depedalize our 3D? Because again, the mark of change is you deciding you're going to feel good no matter what, you deciding that you already have your desire no matter what the 3D shows out here. But a lot of people can't do that because they're stuck on their 3D because of their emotional and mental attachment to it. They react emotionally, they go text their SP. They react emotionally, they go check their bank account. They react mentally, they go check their emails to see if the company hit them up. They react emotionally, oh my God, I can't take this 3D. And then mentally, they're like, okay, I want to go check the mirror for my appearance change. That is all not change. That is not a mark of change. You have not changed because your decisions, your behaviors, your self-talk, what you say, what you think is going to tell me, going to tell you where you are internally. And if you're still reacting to the 3D with the same old, oh my God, I can't do this, it's not working, blah, 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 you have not changed. The manifestation is not guaranteed because you have not entered your mark of change. How do we remove that attachment to our three-dimensional realities? What it's showing, what we've been used to, the lack of change, which is really just your lack of change. If you're still talking about it hasn't changed, if you're still noticing it hasn't changed, you have not changed because you have to make the decision first and then the 3D follows, but you shouldn't even be looking to the 3D for confirmation. Anyways, number 1, self-concept. Self-concept. I will talk about self-concept till the day I die. Self-concept is not self-love. It is not self-worth. It is literally self-identification. How do you view yourself? If you had to describe yourself about your life, is it my life sucks? I never get what I want. Everything's hard. I have to work so hard. Everybody gets stuff so easy. That is your self-concept because that is what you identify yourself as. That is how you see yourself in relation to everything. Self-concept. If I want a different subscriber count number or if I want a different car than what's sitting in my driveway, first of all, if I don't think anything works out for me, if I don't think that I'm worthy of this, if I don't think it's possible for me, if I think it's going to take 10 years, I'm going to have a hard ass time convincing myself otherwise. I'm going to have a hard time convincing myself that I can do this. I'm going to have a hard time convincing myself things work out for me. Self-concept is the foundation, okay? You have to be telling yourself these good stories. You have to be telling yourself how much things work out in your favor, how much things work out for you, how good your life is, how easy it is for you to manifest, how you're the luckiest person on this planet, how you're the richest person you know, how your desires are manifesting you, how your desires can't stay away from you, how easy it is, how stuff just just fall into your lap, how opportunities fall into your lap, how you don't even have to consciously manifest. Good things just come to you and flow to you. That is where you need to be. And number 2 is nervous system regulation. If you feel yourself getting anxious because I just can't, I just have to check, or I just can't, why won't they text me, or I've been going at this, you need to calm down. You need to regulate your nervous system. You could deep breathe. You could take a cold shower. You could do somatic shaking. You could do EFT tapping. You could look those up. You could look up EFT tapping for anxiety, for manifestation, for calmness, for whatever. Regulate your nervous system, because when your mind is on 100 and it's running in the negative direction, you cannot operate like that. You have to first, honestly, if you're like anxious as hell over whatever you want to desire, I would calm my nervous system down first, and then I would work on my self-concept and then reassure myself that everything has to work out. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot remember one thing I've manifested when every single time I thought about it, every single day, every single second of my life, I was so focused on this 3D that I didn't like, and I was unregulated. My nervous system was unregulated. I had crazy anxiety. I was freaking out. I couldn't even breathe. I was having panic attacks. I can't remember a single desire that I manifested like that. You need to calm down. These desires are meant to be in your life. They're not going anywhere. It is not that deep for a lot of these things. Like a person, it's just not that deep. This dream car, it's just not that deep. Like, it will happen, but you have to depedalize these things. Like, why are they up here and your mental health, your emotional regulation is down here? Like, change those things. If you were as obsessed with your self-concept or affirming for it or telling yourself about it as you were for affirming for your specific person, as you were for visualizing your car, as you were for working for these desires, which you don't even have to do, you would be unstoppable. I need you to be that obsessed with changing yourself as you are with changing your 3D. Because it does not make sense. Let's take a specific person for an example. It does not make sense that you want SP to change. I don't really care what the desire is, but it does not make sense that you want your 3D reality to change. You want SP to show up and commit to you. You want money to show up in your life and change your life. You want this career to make you feel stable. You want people to show up treating you like $1 million. Yet here you are, not thinking you're worthy, telling yourself negative stories about yourself all day long, thinking your person or this career or this company is better than you, begging them to see your worth, begging them to give you time, begging them to give you a chance. Yet here you are complaining about them not giving you a chance, not giving you time, not treating you like $1 million. Like, why is it in your mind that this thing has to show up treating me better than I'm treating myself? That doesn't even make any sense. It is literally impossible. If everything and everybody is you pushed out, it is impossible for something out here to treat you better than you treat yourself. Because every time you neglect yourself, every time you choose to talk down on yourself or your manifestations or your ability to create, you are treating yourself with disrespect. You don't care about yourself. You're not pedalizing yourself. So why would this person, this career, this money amount, this friend, these people show up treating you better than you treat you? It does not make sense. You can even uphold the story about yourself that you have with money, that you have with love, that you have with career, that you have with health. So why would somebody else come in and uphold it? So back to mark of change. Mark of change, if you missed it, is basically deciding to feel good. Sticking with your internal decision, no matter what. I don't care what it's showing. I don't care what the 3D is showing. I don't care who said what. I don't care if this just happened. Sticking with the decision. And the less you are attached to seeing something specific, something showing up a specific way, this person sending you a specific message, the bank account number being exactly this amount, the more you detach from needing to see that, to have the internal identity switch, because it will not happen before you have the internal identity switch. So when you understand that and you act accordingly, meaning if you really cared, you would change first, that is the mark of change. That is how you know your manifestations are guaranteed to you. Because if you're still asking, but I've been doing it for this long, but it's still not here, but every day it shows up the same, you have not changed. So your reality cannot. It is changing your identity. Change who you have been. You cannot receive something new as the old version of yourself. Shed that skin. A mirror only reflects what is put in front of it. Okay? You don't like what the mirror is showing? Go change. Period. That's it. And with that being said, that is all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, you can have anything you want in this universe. Nothing's too big, small, wide, or expensive. I believe in you. You should believe in you. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.